Alright guys, '04 Toyota Avalon, sensor engine code P0135, bank 1, sensor 1, '02. As you probably know, that's one of the most difficult ones to pull out since it's back here by the manifold. You can see it right there. Tried just about everything to break the old one off. Finally did, and as you can see, it's extremely chewed up. I was lucky I didn't screw the hex or strip it, but you can see the actual threads themselves are pretty shot. So ordered the Denso replacement, which is the OEM part. Tried a number of things to try and break it. I had a breaker bar with the '02 sensor socket. Had a combo wrench. This was ultimately what worked. I even had a long socket for 7/8, but that just doesn't give you enough leverage. So the old handy box wrench closed end you want to use, because you'll end up stripping the hex if you try to do it, obviously, with the open end. The way I did that was, I figured I was going to get it out anyways, so I cut the wires, and of course that makes it easier to slip on here. You can get it on, so yeah, so it just makes it easier to get it on the nut, and you get a much more secure fit. Now, one part of the problem though with this is that it's a 12 point, and you really, I don't know if I have it here, I have it around somewhere, but you really should try to get a 6.1. It's around here somewhere. Anyways, a 6 point. When I finally did break it with this, I used the, oh, here it is. So I got this off of Amazon. This is a Tecton 22 millimeter or 7/8, the same size, but this one has the ratchet, so when you finally do break it, this makes things easier versus trying to take it on and off and refit it. It's not the best way, because if you're trying to break it with this, you have a more chance to strip it. You know, like I said, I tried the breaker bar, I tried banging on it a few times, tried this sensor socket, didn't work too well. I soaked it overnight for several nights using PB Blaster. Even got some of this WD-40 penetrant, specialist penetrant from Home Depot. I did that for, gosh, every night for past 3 or 4 days, just let it soak. And then about every other day, what I would do is come here and work on just doing a little bit at a time. Every time I loosened it, I tightened it back up just a hair and just worked it back and forth, because it was seized. I took it to several shops. They didn't want to do it. I took it to the dealership. They wanted to charge me $1,600 or so for a new, basically to replace the whole manifold. I was like, screw that. So took it to a couple shops. I think they're in such a hurry, they didn't want to waste their time with trying to take it out and risk stripping it out or ruining the manifold, I guess. So I ended up working on that, screwing on that, or pulling and pushing. The way this worked is it's such a tight fit. I don't have huge arms, so this helped. So I was able to get down there by feel, and again, just kind of go back and forth. At first it just didn't go at all. I even went so far as to get a plumbing pipe, put it on the end, just kind of winging it. Put it on the end of this while I had it on the socket, and then bang it on the end of it with a hammer. You can see it's kind of chewed up, just trying to break it free. But all that to say, the thing that worked, and I don't know if it was just a combination of things, but what ultimately worked was taking a Q-tip and spraying some of that PB Blaster in a cup, soaking the Q-tip in that for quite a while, get it well saturated. And initially what I did was I'll get up under here. Initially what I was doing was spraying it from the bottom. And you can see it right there. I would spray PB Blaster WD-40 from the bottom, again for several nights, letting it soak. Wouldn't break. And I felt like I was just getting it all from the bottom, so I went up top. And oh, by the way, there is no room to try and turn down here. You can see just this little gap here. Basically, that's no room to turn a wrench, so you had to do it from up top. And the other thing I wanted to mention about the wires. So, let's see if I can see it here. Sorry. So I don't know if you can see. Sorry, it's my phone, so it's not the best camera setup. I don't know if you could see that quite well, but anyways, the attachment or the electrical connection is up there, and that was a pain because there's a little tab, and you may need a little screwdriver to try and one-hand that to try to get that out. But ultimately I was able to get that out. Again, cut the wires off, and that allowed me to get a closed end or a box wrench on it. Get out here, and again, from the bottom you can't get anything, but from the top I was working it. Came out today, and I was like, you know what? I need to get some of that PB Blaster up on the top of the thread. So I took this and hit the top of the thread. You can see here. So let's say this is the old one. I was really getting in here, and if you really push down, the Q-tip is somewhat flexible. So I don't know if it really helped or not, but this is just an additional tip, since, as you guys know, this is probably one of the hardest things to get out once it's seized. But was really jamming the Q-tip down in there, really hoping it would penetrate into the threads. Finally today got some progress, and again, back and forth, and after a couple hours, several turns, just letting it soak in, and and again, between turns, just applying PB Blaster into the threads as I was loosening, tightening, but ultimately got it out, and saved myself some money. So hopefully that helps. Leave some comments, but otherwise, again, hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.